Dear members of the Standing Committee, it is for me a great emotion to be here in front of you today. It's a great honor to speak in this room. I had arranged a speech, but after Spencer's emotional speech, I have to rearrange and say that if the Bureau has decided to choose a person from the internal ranks of the International Secretariat, a great merit goes to, of course, the good work done by the staff of the OSCE Secretariat, by all my colleagues, those who are behind the scenes now and those who are sitting behind me. But a great merit goes, of course, to the leadership of Spencer Oliver. He has created this organization. He has hired most of his staff. He has given me the opportunity for the first time to do a career in international organizations when he hired me as the oldest intern of this organization. I was 28, I didn't want to work in private business in Italy. I wanted to move into international organizations, and Spencer accepted me as the oldest intern, and from there on I managed to go in the Balkans. I worked in OSCE mission field missions in the Balkans. And then when I finished my 10 years with the OSCE governmental side, because you can only work for 10 years, Spencer offered me again a job in the Parliamentary Assembly where there is not this limit. And I'm very grateful for this, for Spencer, for your generosity and for your guidance in these years. If I'm here in this position now, I owe it a lot to your guidance, to your advice, and to your leadership. Thank you, Spencer. Of course, I would like to thank the members of the Bureau for the decision they made in April. And one of the reasons why I also decided to apply for this position is because in my current position as director of the presidential administration, I've worked very close with the former presidents, Riccardo Migliori, whom I thank for his great support during this period, and Wolfgang Grossruck, and Ranko Krivokapic. I have been in touch with them during this period leading to the decision of the Standing Committee, and I have enjoyed their advice and their support, so I would like to thank all of them, and Ranko is here, so hvala puno, Ranko. A special thank to my family who's here, Ivana, Marco, and our nanny. Thank you very much. I know I have put you through a lot of stress during the last 4 months. I promise you that from tomorrow, no more waking up early in the morning and no more naming heads of delegations in my sleep. So from tomorrow, the life is easier. A special thank to Gustavo and Andreas Notelle. Thank you for your advice and support during the last 2 months. Thank you also for helping me informing the delegations about the process that went through Copenhagen. You have been very good friends in this period, very good and constructive colleagues, and I very much appreciate that. Andreas Notelle, Ambassador Notelle, Gustavo Pagliares, and Semyon Jakayev are pillars of this organization, and of course, after a strong leadership like Spencer, one man only cannot do it. So the 4 of us, and not only 3 of us, but the 4 of us, will work together as a team and ensure continuity and ensure the best possible services for you. A great part of my career, as the President said, has been dedicated to conflict prevention and conflict resolution. I have been working a lot with conflicting sides, trying to put together people who had different views about developments in their countries. And I think this is one of the main characteristics of my personality. I'm a man of conciliation. I try to put together sides that have different views. And I think I would like to exploit this skill also in my future capacity as OSCE PA Secretary General. I think it is very important to reach out to all our partners in the OSCE and try to also de-emotionalize the atmosphere around the OSCE region and diffuse tension. And this is, I hope, what I can contribute on, trying to come out of this logic, friends, enemy, us and them, but try to work together in the interest of the citizens of the OSCE region. First point I want to make about my vision, how I see the role of the Secretary General after 23 years of strong leadership of Spencer Oliver. The Secretary General is a very crucial position, of course, in our Assembly because, as Spencer says, is the person that ensures that all the trains run on time. You have to make sure that the machine works. This is, for me, it's very clear. And for me, the leadership of this assembly belongs to the elected politicians. The president, the standing committee, the bureau, the MPs, individual MPs. So all the leadership in all its articulation is the main guidance of this assembly. The Secretary General, the Secretariat, here, my colleagues, we're here to serve you. So you set the politics, you set the directions, we are here at your service. Pour le dire, comme je l'avais dit aussi déjà à Copenhague, pour moi c'est très clair. La leadership politique de l'Assemblée appartient aux membres du Parlement. C'est la leadership politique qui décide quelle est la direction qu'il faut prendre. Ce sont les hommes politiques, le président, le bureau, la seule entité qui a le droit d'ordonner et l'autorité pour agir. C'est vous qui nous disiez où est-ce qu'il faut y aller. Nous, on a un groupe d'experts, il y a un secrétaire général qui prend la responsabilité finale, mais le groupe d'experts est là au service de la leadership politique. Et cela est un concept très clair dans ma tête et c'est toute ma direction de l'Assemblée parlementaire sera dans cette direction, dans cette qualité. One word also about my relationship with my colleagues. I am a team player. I very much believe in motivating the staff, and I very much believe in creating a team spirit among ourselves. My colleagues are extremely expert. João Soares, who is not here, and whom I, of course, send a warm hug because he has a personal situation with his family. But João Soares always praises a lot our staff, usually using very strong rhetoric. But I think this is not rhetoric. Our staff is really expert. We work under a lot of pressure. Sometimes we work over the weekend. And it's very important to be able, as a leader of the staff, to motivate the staff, to make them feel that what they're doing is not just a 9-to-5 job just to bring home a salary, but it has a purpose. And somehow, in this assembly, we are privileged. We have the possibility to work not only to make our own salary, but to also contribute to something bigger than just a normal job. So this is a great privilege that we have, and I think we should be grateful for that. And I will, of course, try to create the biggest team spirit possible with my colleagues. Our corporate identity as OAC Parliamentary Assembly is very known. I mean, we are a forum for parliamentary dialogue. We develop a mechanism for conflict prevention. We support and strengthen democratic institutions. We provide some transparency and accountability to the OSCE, and thereby give it democratic legitimacy. One of my main goals as Secretary General will be to normalize our relationship with the OSCE. I would like to create synergies with our partners in Vienna, in Warsaw, and in other institutions. This does not mean that we have to renounce to what are our flagships, to what we always have said in all our annual declarations. We have strong positions, we have to defend them, but I would like also to stretch our arm, build bridges with our other organizations, because the main point is that it's not just about us or them, it's about what the OSCE delivers, what the OSCE can deliver on the ground. And so my main objective is not just that the OSCE PA flag is up in the sky, but that the OSCE flag is contributing to have good deliveries on the ground in all the activities where we work. And when I think of activities, I think of what we have done, for example, in Donetsk, when the President Spencer and others went during the days prior to the elections in very difficult conditions, the visit that Soares did in Odessa the day after the blaze, the recent visit of Isabel Santos in Lampedusa and Guantanamo. I mean, you are our biggest asset. I mean, we've talked about the staff. The staff, of course, is what the budget pays for. But you are the biggest asset. You are the biggest asset of, they're telling me to cut it short, finishing. You are the biggest asset of this organization. We have the privilege of having 323 people who are well known in their countries, who are experienced, who have charisma, who have sometimes time to go in the field. And so this is what we have to exploit. We have to exploit your willingness to be ready on the spot when something happens. And for this, our great privilege is that we don't need decisions by consensus as the governmental side needs to do. We only need an MP who is willing to go to Lampedusa or to go to Guantanamo or to go to the border with Syria and see what's happening, make a statement, bring an issue to the attention of the general public. And this is, I think, what we need to continue to do. They're telling me to cut short, so I will come to the conclusions.
It was me.
Okay, I take your point. I know I can go on and on and on. But I really count on your advice, and I look forward to your suggestions. Of course, it's not easy to take over from strong leadership and after 23 years. So, of course, at the beginning, I will need a lot of support from you and from my colleagues. But I bring to you my concrete experience in the field. I'm a very practical person. I look at concrete results. So this is at the service of this assembly. And as I said, the leadership of the Secretariat, for me, will be inspired by a maximum of transparency and accountability for my actions, and a maximum of transparency and accountability for the leadership of the Assembly to look into what we do as your servants in Copenhagen and Vienna. So thank you very much for considering my application, and look forward to your comments.
Well done. Well done.